All right, we got Dabo Swinney live on the air right now. Clemson head coach. Dabo's figuring out that. You got it?
Yep, got it.
All right,
good to
got
go.
it. Nice. Good to see you, man.
You too.
How are things?
Great. Just rolling, coming in hot.
Hang on. That's the way we do it here, baby. That's the way we do it.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get into Clemson, we definitely want to talk to you about Clemson. Trev and the Jags, the moves they've made, the new head coach, the new general manager, the pieces they put around him, the guard, drafting a guard, obviously Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Are you fired up about it?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for him. You know, it's been. Obviously, he's had some great moments, some exciting moments, but you know, he's on his third coach, and I don't know how many. Third coordinator? I assume. So you know, he's. I think there's been times where everybody can go, ooh, boy, okay, and then there's been other times where, you know, he's had to battle through some injuries or just they hadn't been quite what they hoped to be, but. You know, it appears that they've got all the pieces in place, and you ain't got to worry about it. He's one of the people you'll ever meet. I mean, he's got an unbelievable foundation to life, not just a foundation to football. He's got a great foundation to life. He is he's passionate about doing the work, which is really what it takes. He's just an incredibly grounded guy. He's a great teammate. I always say he looks like Hollywood, but he's the most un-Hollywood guy you'll ever meet. He's just a very genuine, low-maintenance dude that just loves to do the work. And, man, is he gifted. So, you know, but he can't do it by himself.
Right.
And, you know, and then they got another guy that, you know, if they'll just give Travis Etienne the ball enough, he'll make something happen. He's special. I've seen that and lived that, but it's pretty cool. I think they've put some good pieces. Obviously, Travis Hunter, man, wow. That's going to be fun. What an amazing young talent he is coming in there. And sounds like, again, they're getting the offensive line where it needs to be. But I do not know his new head coach. But obviously Trevor's super excited, and I think they've gotten off to a great start from a relationship standpoint. And I'm sure he's probably, you know, again from the outside looking in, sometimes you maybe have these perceptions or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's probably going home and going like, this kid's amazing. Because he really is. He really is. And now he's a father, and I'm just praying for him, pulling for him to stay healthy. Because if he does, you know, he'll do the rest. Because he is, again, unbelievably committed to being the best version of himself in everything he does.
Have you sensed frustration from him at all over the last 4 years?
Yeah, well, he wins. I mean, if you know anything about Trevor Lawrence, just go back and look at his career. He's always won, forever. This guy, would he lose one game in high school, maybe two, and then he comes to Clemson and wins 29 straight.
Right.
And going in back-to-back national championship games, 3 straight playoffs, 3 straight conference games. I mean, second in the Heisman. I mean, he's just always won. And so I definitely think there's been you know, some challenges that he's had to deal with, and part of that's being in the NFL. I mean, like, you know, how many undefeated teams have there been in the NFL? I mean, it's a different deal. But and then he's had some injuries. He was never a guy that really battled a lot of injuries, and he's had a couple of tough breaks. But he's as tough as they come, and again, incredibly smart, incredibly gifted, and. He's got a long future ahead of him, and I'm excited to just, you know, watch it all play out.
Now, Coach, over the last decade or so, I used to call the ACC the Clemson Invitational. Okay, all right. I used to.
Did you play at Miami?
I did play at Miami.
Okay.
Yes. An invitational because year in and year out, y'all just won it outright. And last year, there seemed to be a little bit of more parity. Miami, SMU, you know, there was more attention on those teams than you, and then you come out at the end of the season and you win the ACC championship. How fulfilling was that for you as a coach? Oh,
it was amazing. I mean, we've won the league 8 out of the last 10 years, but that was one of the coolest moments because, you know, a lot had to happen. I mean, we had a rough start and we just kind of battled. I just got a chance to see my man Fran Brown down there, and not to bring up any bad memories or anything, but they had a huge win at the end to give us the opportunity. And all we can do is play all of the games. And we were, I guess we were 7-1 or whatever in our league, and we were done with league play a few weeks before everybody else. And so then, as it played out, all of a sudden, boom, you get a chance. And so we got a chance to go to the game and then to win it the way we did. And to finish up as ACC champions was awesome. I mean, it was just a great experience to see our freshman kicker make a huge kick, to get back to the playoff, for the 7th time in the past 10 years. But for the first time in the past, we went 3 years without getting there. But that was so most of our kids on the team had not been to the playoff yet.
Right.
I think that's really fueled those guys coming into this offseason, because everybody's won a championship. Everybody's been. We only lost 6 players, 3 on defense, 3 on offense. So all these kids have that in their mind, and I think that's been a real positive. But from a league standpoint, man, I tell you, I mean Miami. You ain't excited to go play Miami. I think Mario's done an awesome job. They got a bunch of talent down there. Georgia Tech, Brent Key has done a great job. We got to go to Georgia Tech this year. The Noles are going to be back. They obviously didn't go the way they wanted last year, but they're going to be back. Mike's a great guy. He's a great coach. I mean, Fran, what he did at Syracuse in his first year. Now we got the New England Patriots and Coach Belichick and Bill O'Brien up in Boston College, right? So we got the whole brain trust of a lot of great moments and wins, and so it's SMU, Lashley, Brent Pryde, Virginia Tech. I think Tony Elliott, my guy Tony, the record didn't quite show it last year, but I think they took a big step forward, and we played them, so I got a chance to see it up close. I mean, Dave Dorn at NC State, always tough. So, I mean, this league from top to bottom is really, really tough. And then Frank Reich just got the job out there. Will Cox at Cal, I mean, he's done a nice job. He's been there about 8 years now. Them on some tape last year. 4 games. They were really good defensively. Coach Dickert is taking over at Wake Forest. I mean, the job that Clawson did, year in and year out, Wake Forest is tough. So, I mean, I think from top to bottom, the league is strong. And, so I think anybody could win it. I mean, we've got a good team coming back. We'll have a chance. But I think there's a bunch of teams in our league that can compete for this league. And if you find a way to win it, it creates a lot of opportunity, after that.
A couple more for Dabo Swinney. He's up here at the ACC spring meetings, Amelia Island. He's kind of in our neck of the woods right now.
Duval.
Exactly.
Duval.
And what you said is true, Coach. You've got Cape coming back, so Klubnikin's third year as a starter. You've got a defensive front that will rival the Wilkins, the Farrell, those bunch a few years back. Anyway, how good do you think both sides of the ball?
Well, let me just lead by, because if Christian Wilkins were to hear this interview and I didn't say that's blasphemy right out of the gate, then I'm getting a text message from Christian Wilkins and Cleveland Farrell and Austin Bryant and Dexter Lawrence.
Those guys are pretty good.
The Power Rangers will let me know. Trust me, they take all that stuff personal. You say anything great about somebody, you better be ready to stand on business with them guys. So we got work to do, but I love our guys. We got a lot of guys back. We lost one D lineman, Peyton Page, and he went to the Jets. So they're all back, and it's a good group, man. It's some serious leaders. We've got good chemistry. We added a few good pieces as well to come in and help them out. But man, it's a really eager group of guys. I mean, T.J. Parker's coming off a great year. Peter Woods he's a unique football player, and they're really committed guys. They love Clemson. They love their teammates. They're easy to coach, and they love to play the game. And so I think it's a good group. We're getting some guys that are healthy. That we had lost a few guys like Cape Hart during the season last year, Steph Island Green. Those guys are all back. Jaheim Lawson is a guy that we're excited about and what his development. Cade Denhoff, we thought both those guys really grew. We got Will Helt coming in, who was one of the best players in the Big Ten last year. So it's a good group. It's a good group. I think we're strong in the middle, and so that'll give us a shot.
So you added Tom Allen, who's one of the best dudes in the coaching fraternity. Just a great dude. He will fit perfectly with you guys. You added a couple of pieces from the portal. You're changing a little bit, right? You're changing the idea of what you want and where you want to go, right?
Not really. We're just still doing the same thing we've always done, and that's just following our purpose. People, we've had very little turnover on our staff, and, but sometimes you make tough decisions, and I felt like we needed a change with our leadership defensively, and so that's why I brought Tom in. But the rest of our guys are back, and just that's been great. I mean, he's a great leader of people.
Yeah,
he's been awesome for the staff and awesome for our guys. So I think that was one change. And then everybody talks a lot about, we've signed 5 portal guys in 5 years, and we signed 3 this year. And nothing's changed. Our philosophy is exactly the same. As I've always said, we'll use it when we need it. And we had a high school kid, one of the top DNs in the country, that was committed. And he, right before signing date, he went somewhere else. And so now there's nobody to get.
So you're not even going to the portal.
Will Helt's not at Clemson if this kid's there. And then we had another DN, a really good young player, who left and went to another school. So we lost 2 DNs, and there was nowhere to go. So we're like, all right, we got to go get a guy.
Yeah, the need, right?
So we went and got Will Helt.
Yeah.
The process is exactly the same, no different, exactly how we would have gone about it. And so that's how he got here. And then we had 2 receivers. We had one kid go to 2 backups. One kid went to Kentucky, and one kid went to Arizona State. Wanted to play more, but all of a sudden we were down in our depth. And same thing. This is after signing day.
Right.
High school signing day is the first week in December. So we went and found a kid named Tristan Smith at Southeast Missouri, and he was exactly what we needed. And he's perfect. And he's come in. He's had a great spring, and then that was it. We were going to take a kid. We were going to try to get it because we just didn't get our top guys at linebacker. We were looking for another guy. We signed one. And so we were going to take another guy in May, and then Jeremiah Alexander popped up,
right?
Who's a kid that we highly recruited out of high school. So we just knew a lot about him.
Easy, yeah.
So we got those 3 guys to go along with all of our signees. And the best thing is I think we had 16 or 17 mid-years that were all there, went through spring. Our whole team, we got 3 high school kids coming in June. Everybody else was there from January on. So I think that's really kind of helped us to develop the chemistry and the leadership that I think is really important for any team. But as far as how we go about our business at Clemson, this is business as usual, just purpose-driven relationships, just being who we are and not apologizing for it.
Awesome.
So one more before you got to go. You mentioned Belichick. What is it going to be like? Is there such a thing, honestly, as a learning curve for the GOAT? In college football, what is it going to be like?
Wow, man, I think he'd probably be the first one to tell you and that's probably why he's, as great as he's been, is we're lifelong learners.
Right.
When if you're going to be great, you show me somebody great at something, I'll show you somebody who's a lifelong learner.
Right. Very true.
Good point.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
and it does. I mean, that's all of us. I mean, we're always learning. Always, especially if you have consistent success, and then you're a person that's always seeking knowledge. You're always trying to grow, he's won more games than I'll probably ever coach in. So I look forward to, I've met him one time, but I look forward to getting to know him more as a colleague and being in meetings. But he's an amazing football coach, and you don't get lucky and do what he's done, especially at the NFL level, with the margin for error is so small. Look forward to visiting with him, and I'm sure he'd be the first one to tell you too. There's been a lot of things in college, just like if I left and went to NFL today, I mean, in fact, I spent a day with the Lions and a day with the Steelers 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
You know, just learning. You know, but there's always nuances to whether it's your calendar, how you practice, or what the rules are. You know, things like that. And I'm sure those have all been things that he's dealt with since January. But I'm sure it's really energized him. It's probably been a ton of fun. You know, he's going to be great for our league.
Coach, we appreciate it for sure. You got to play a little golf on the island?
No, I did play Saturday and Sunday. So this is kind of when bring the sticks out from April to July.
All right, let's get you back here in the state of Florida at the end of January, okay? In that big game down in Miami.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hey, Coach, do me a favor. Tell LeVon Kirkland his Clemson's teams would have never got us.
I love LeVon. Did you play with LeVon?
I played with him in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Oh, so where else you play?
I played at the University of Miami from '87 to '92, and me and LeVon were drafted.
Whoa.
Yeah, I played. Yeah.
Your last year was '92.
So this is
So you were a senior in '92 like me.
Well, no.
You know you opened the store right now, right?
No.
So you were in that national championship game in Miami against
I
Alabama?
was gone then, Coach.
Oh, you were gone.
I was gone
when
then.
George Teague ran Lamar down and took the ball.
I was in the league, Coach.
Oh, you were gone. You missed that.
I missed that one.
But,
You
so you
opened that
got me
door,
at
man.
'89 though. So
I did. We got you in '89.
I was a
Coach.
freshman in '89, but
Okay.
I was there.
Yeah. Thought he had me.
Dang it. So then where'd you go?
Me and LeVon were drafted in '92 by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was the first round pick. LeVon was the second.
So I coached Shea Townsend.
Oh, you did?
So he was with me at Alabama. So I went right into coaching '93 when I finished.
Okay.
And then we recruited Shea and Rudd out of Mississippi. And so, in fact, I just saw Shea last week. He's at the He's at the Lions now.
Yeah, and
Nice.
he coached in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
He did. He
Yeah.
was coaching in Jacksonville. So he's in the Lions now. But so I'm trying to think who else. Did you play with the Alabama or guys or Clemson?
I played it.
I know LeVon.
I played with LeVon.
And Eric Curry,
Eric
for a
Curry
hot
was
minute.
on. Yeah,
So
Eric Curry.
EC and I, and he's in Duval. EC and I were freshmen together.
Okay.
So we were together for 5 years.
Okay.
And he's one of my good friends, man. I love.
Now, I tell you who I played against in the NFL. I played against John Copeland. We was at Cincinnati.
So EC and John were our bookends, and Cope's in Tuscaloosa. He's doing great.
Nice.
So you played in Cincinnati too?
No,
Or
I
just
played with the
against
Steelers.
them?
I played
Were you
against
the
them.
Steelers the whole time?
Yeah, no, I was with the Steelers 4 years and
Jaguar.
the Jaguars 5.
Okay, you finished with Jaguars. So you played EC there.
Yep.
Trying to think if there was anybody else. When were you the Jaguars? What years?
96.
To 01.
96 to 01.
02.
Yeah.
I was in the Jaguars from 96.
Because he had Big John Henderson come in, Marcus Stroud come in. Those were a couple of
yeah.
I
killer draft
recruited
picks.
Yeah, you would have missed Victor Ellis. He was a linebacker down here like a year. Okay, yeah. Well, any of the Alabama guys, I would know.
Yeah, we got y'all in the Sugar Bowl, Coach.
Yeah.
You got us back. You got us back, though.
89.
You got us back. You got us back.
I love it. Well, it's good to see you guys.
Thank you very much, Coach. As always, we
Thanks,
appreciate
Dabo.
it. That's for sure.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.